abortion, because for me, I even told you to keep it. Even when I realized that, or also allegedly, even when I realized that you were not a trophy, when you'll be like I could keep, because I realized that too many people were also moving out with you and all that. No, I still says, okay, let's keep it. You force, you insisted, say you knew somebody who could actually, you need a friend who could actually run things with you. And I told you, said, let's go and see my doctor. Even with that, you still said no. So it means that right from there, Sarkodie was not even setting, say, pregnancy now, can I because it's that you wanted to pin him down. And we've heard so many stories of people pinning others down with their friends in cases of pregnancy. And it gets to a point where they only get to find out, say, in chronic cranial after several years. Do you get it? And in this country and even everywhere around the world, there's no way, say, what should be for a number of years thinking a crying in your bar, and then later on you realize that DNA proves crash are crying in your bar. All those monies you spent and all that are things that can never be refunded. The laws will not even allow that. You can't pay that thing back. So for
No
Sarkodie, all
credit.
goes well. Exactly. I mean, the laws wouldn't even allow that. You ain't even say, okay, oh, boy, carry into your back. No, because
But
he
me the
did it.
maji me the maji ba ku be free give you.
Kweku, a court and the law courts will not even enforce that.
Senti
Do
na
you get
mma ne
it?
nkokotum. You be fan street.
So there are some of these things. I think Sarkodie's main point in there was establishing, say, I was not the cause for the abortion. You decided to do that, and then that was fine by me. When I even asked you to keep it, you said, say, whoa, school in tea. But you see, let's not forget, in the book, Yvonne Nelson made us understand, say, Sarkodie was living with the mom. And so it's like, as at that time, Sarkodie knew, be like, Jack,
Ahokyere.
only the future. Holding the future. But Sarkodie is also making us understand that, oh, the main reason in TI you wanted to do that abortion was because of your school. You were thinking of your school and your future. Do you get it? So when you go ahead and make it look like Mina Mema say abortion, which is being the dent on Sarkodie, then that's where he also felt there was the need for him to explain. Do you get? So for me, dear, like I said, in one breath, I felt say it wasn't necessary, but in the other breath, which of course for Sarkodie's brand and all the conversations, Obio TME on radio last week Friday, I think I was with Mr. Bones, and I said it on radio, clearly said, listen, Sarkodie was the selling point for the book. That you see, Yvonne was strategic. At the end of the day, what was the reason for the book? One show memoir and it's business. And you see, as business, Kweku, if you want to do a radio program, if you want to do something, there's always that catch point which you want to hit hard on. Oh,
Mm.
yeah, street is watching freestyles. There's a portion of the freestyler who can now post him. Why do
Yeah.
you post that part?
Kan na bechi.
Because maybe there's some fire there, so people will tend to come and watch. There are
Mm.
moments artists be posting snippet of Nenyum, and then you listen to the snippet like, yo, this is fire. Sorry to say, perhaps it's whack.
Mm.
Do you get it? So there's a reason why Yvonne and the team decided to push that narrative first. Now let me tell you something. When you look at the Sarkodie bit of the your friends of the book, obviously, you know the brand Sarkodie, and you see, for me, Sarkodie said he was going to write a book, the highest or something. I'm even disappointed. Said so now the book is not out because the name Sarkodie, it's a selling point. It's a big thing that by now Kawaii. And unfortunately, the name has actually sold Sarkodie for your friends, Yvonne Bokono. The Yaya factor, you realize that Yaya even didn't even know, say, perhaps he was also covered in the book
Mhm.
until the thing started flying online. And he also tapped into it. Again, he also wanted to use it for an national album, Very Easy. So he tapped into it and started pushing it from that angle. So,
But
so see,
anyway, there's another part of the book I think we should also pay attention to. Who say or can say Yvonne can say Sarkodie de ne kosi or ne manager de ne kosi hospital hɔ na ɔmo dwane yɛ.
okay, or
And
see,
to most ɔmo dwane hɔ. So
yeah,
and that part to most of the women or to most people that are siding with Yvonne, that is one of the parts because apart from the abortion being one thing, Omaka says Sarkodie instigate here that makes them want to hate Sarkodie. The other one that will make you really want to hate Sarkodie or have something negative towards Sarkodie would be the fact that Okuja or Ba or one in Anyam as hospital, no way, now one teneka. So that
Yes.
means that with Sarkodie's song right now, it means that thing didn't even happen.
So you see, from what Sarkodie is saying, maybe obviously Sarkodie can't also tell the whole story. You see, the whole narration. But the fact is that from the Yvonne kind, you would admit, say, it's unfair. Say, I mean, at the end of the day, or then they could see hospital, no Johnny. But let's not forget, say, if you listen to what Sarkodie is also saying in the song, it means that initially he was not even in agreement to the fact, say, yes, I do it. Because I said, me don't come in, me doctor, or you say you won't go. So you have your own friend, and also Nimo be so it looks like he wasn't even there with you, and you're on the call. That's
Mm,
how it is beginning to look like. And you're on the call. But now it's just a story of the two of them. We say, oh, the make maybe to make the thing sensational and to have you to blame. The other party says, when you wanted today, I told you not to do it. It could also be that even I was under duress. I was under duress. I went against my own will because I didn't want you to be there. Into whatever happens under duress, there are moments there's an excuse for it and there's a defense for it. Ubo will be signed contract under duress. The contract can be deemed, your friend saying, unenforceable by law. What you say?
okay, so
What
did
did
that
you be
incident
sign
happen?
contract? Obetumi aka say uchinchi me sana ma me sign into no.
So did that event happen? Is here?
So,
And no
and I make
answer no.
for now a story of two of them because Sarkodie wasn't explicit on that. Yvonne Nekanye, but Sarkodie didn't come out to talk about that incident. There. Either some of the Okoi and Abijaya and Abiba, he understands or he agrees that yes, there was an abortion. But then again, even with the abortion crowd, he says he wasn't too sure. Do you get it? That's why he wanted his doctor to be in there to know about it. But he says no,
Mm,
because you see, if there's young funny say the challenge is that in most instances, when some of these things happen, hardly will the guy go with the lady to go and have that thing done. Most of the time, it's the lady who goes in to go get it done, and then the guy doesn't really care, sort of. Do you get it? So
mm,
it's very difficult to say, Sarkodie bedin chine na kwakwaye. Now, it only happens in instances where perhaps they are married couples and maybe due to, particular issues in health issues, which is allowed, they can go and have an abortion. And a health issue. So on fans bed driving then when the thing is done, or then a year befi. But in a situation where and plan a mortuary and all that, hardly will a guy follow a lady, so the neko abortion or something befi. It to me it doesn't sound right. Do you
mm,
get it? So, like I'm saying, Sarkodie did not establish that in the song. But Yvonne Mom established, she say, this is it. But like I said, to be able to sell, there are moments you need to be a bit sensational. You need to bind the sensationality, though. You need to make sure that it is true. Because from the beginning, people said that Sarkodie could sue Yvonne Nelson for defamation.
mm,
But the only defense to defamation is truth. The entire Kennedy Japan winning the case against Anas is because Ken was able to establish truth in the allegations no making. And so defense for defamation is truth. Into if Sarkodie has established that yes, you said you did an abortion, which I doubt kakra. It means there's that truth to Yvonne Nelson's allegation say there was that abortion. Sarkodie's only problem, which I've said from A to Z, is the fact that you make it look like Mena Meka say when I even told you to keep it. But you actually decided to do it because of your school, which he mentions in it. Do you get it? And Sarkodie admits he understands that the whole idea or the whole thing is to sell her books, her business. He understands how to talk up your kind. Do you get it? So for me, the whole conversation is that yes, Sarkodie also had to be heard because we live in a country or even all over the world. The person who goes to public first, no, the mentality I have about you, is close to death, nothing will change it. But Sarkodie as an artist also has a platform of it to me, and there was no better way than to actually also put it in a song.
Mm.
Because on Kotinase Nkoye interview, so you are making money off your friend is saying his name. So he also needs to make money off the whole situation. But until at one point, makers I felt that Sarkodie perhaps shouldn't have spoken or addressed this was the fact that this is Ghana. The issue it might die out, but then it will live with you forever. And considering Sarkodie's position now as a married man, as a family man, and all that, some of these things, but it causes a lot of harm to a lot of people. The people around you, their emotional stuff. Yes, I understand. Say, Yvonne too might have gone through a lot with the emotions and all that, but she was ready to throw everybody under the bus, including Onwani Mami. Do you get it? She threw everybody under the bus, including Onwani Mami. So throwing
Mm.
Sarkodie under the bus would not be a big thing for her. So if Sarkodie also decides to respond, and I think that's sort of a fair deal for Ononso's side.
Mm.
Whatever the repercussions are, I'm sure they are all ready for it. So
Nice
we as
one.
commentators and our industry people in there, we will just sit back and look at how far this will go.
Nice one. Nice one. And why? And why that's it. I think that I will talk to Kwame. Kwame.
Boss man,
Kwame, what you not watch it?
abotre no card and come back dampo.
Kafra. I was saying, oh,
About 12:48 in Chicago.
12:48. Okay. Hey, and I'm more check kakra.
Actually.
Nice one. Kwame with you.
I think that Ghana hono, to be honest, will be a here therapy. Like a idea who here pa will be a here therapy because
Aduane kura nye bi ndi use therapy. Bema.
oh there be at least who will be crowd ujinity and I will be all trusting and I say yeah. I was at and same why I was at you can't watch him because looking from this point of view, no. Obano, she didn't have any help on whatever case or whatever what she went through. No, into no one to me, and you'll be any sankomono, and the other book anymore. But there are certain things also who baby a wujina ni baby a nipa ni sujina. So say no nipa no abone bra. This is like 13 years ago. Nipa na abone bra wa worry aw. Bibi a koso kama mano. But on the other hand, no war bano, you are still looking for love. Oh. You've not found your father. There's a lot going on. There's a lot of triggers going on in her. Or yeah, she's not healed from that. She's turned into a book. And me read the book, I read the whole me read me read but me reading normal be brain or church. There's a lot going on with her herself. But Sarkodie Dina Bemuno, I think that just like everybody is saying, it's just to sell the book. It's just for the attention. But she picked the wrong person. And Kobeti me aye book no without the name. Kobeti me actually story no without the name. And I say at least have a conversation with the person and let the person know, say, are you okay with me writing the book? I don't know, say ba hɔ nom a baby na no person share na
Yeah,
if
I'm
you want
sure.
to
I'm
talk
sure.
about
I'm
the book
sure. I'm
yeah
sure. Say na a na bi na be normal person over
but
can.
I was also tear say free Sarkodie parts me crank amenko na boys ni be ya bro there are certain stories we don't talk about exes bi wɔ hɔ a oni omu ye bibi na nko ye na no bu jai na mo hwɛ na se wakonyo ba bi na wabrabo aye na nsin I got engaged bro obi send a message actually me fiancé say I used to be abusive say ni say abra me ntene me sakra mo bada and that's a lot of women do that, bro. A lot of women. Inti obaby sano ofa ha wu na obefa chain. Unhia mpo. Inti na perfectly understand why Sarkodie didn't meet. Sarkodie wasn't open to even hear her part because echina nkono me no ko hia oba ho na se obi be hu ya na se sia. Obegina so da ba be another story and I said Inti
Mm.
no obia or how they will think about obia or how they're going to move with the story. Inti my end tenase and feel like just because she said what she had to say, the man was not supposed to respond the way he responded. Metie na some guy be aka say he's disrespectful say and he say what me aka say be future your 4G. Now will be future obi at 22 what me determine the future man already. Inti no person be keeping it back. Now say everything has been successful for him now on the day his name is being mentioned and dragged because we have to think about his family too. They say, oh, no, but I'm sure, say, Sack, if you're on this way long time because there's certain songs go how bar or should I say, like, there's a lot on we don't know what that is. And I money looking to say Obia you perfect in a way where we can't even make mistake. There's no room for even making mistakes. But you know, your problem. There is something that we don't like to share. There is something that we all have problems with. But yeah, dealing with issues that we should see how we deal with it. Yembu ye huan kasa ni abu ni pafu frompo. And that's the whole point I make us say the therapy is important because se woni nipa nkasa no one ma wadwene mu anna ho no one hu how be nipa ne be kasa you just stand up and talk anyhow. And I will be one also kasa anyhow. Who so be so be na no kasa anyhow. Make can be a sack he has videos, he has pictures, he has anything. But it's on worrying internet, he's not going to go to that level. A be maybe a NK be a basa basa na say and waboni didn't say ya. Or bed drag or mamutu no nafe. Wo ba na the end no one I would din aqua say. Because mostly I know with memano and shut down how more. But wo ba no na it affects you. And in a way, that's why I'm saying say therapy here, because it almost a comedy for we Ghana, but your mental health and your DDR grow too much. No might be saying, this is where it all falls part in it. Because there is nothing being taken care of about health issues. Mentality, no, nothing. Into your sorry, it's just your casa. If we say it's a book, so we have to write it, we have to do this. By the end of the day, no one's watching your better. Into me, my only advice is say Mama Charlie, we should watch how we talk to people and how we move. That's all. Now say the bia we drag things from the past and try to bring it up front. Obi a movie on us or born a brand as an iniagia. Yo, ma waniti mani pana ne man ninja. And just let things be the way it is.
Charlie, bro, thanks a lot for joining us, man. Shouts going out to Asaka producer, Brigalacha Derek, and producer for Street is Watching. And also, I say, Brigalacha Derek, Asaka producer. Meko Kwabna, let me hear you on this issue.
Yeah, thank you very much. Good morning. I think that what I can say is that Asemba in this country, Asemba, we have question amount for Moses. We have to know Obiana, Mobia the interest, Obiana the interest, Obiana the I don't think that Yvonne, sorry, one day to no pass message. When you said there will be a financial aspect to it, someone will be now even book no option, I say, producer this and text, offer text, and Tony Fanny Nigerian big man do and Tony do, add the planner for the Sarkodie. What was the motive? What was it seeking to achieve? Now, the book, no, we sell for the aspect in small. Would the book sell? Would it make the noise we're making now? So I think there's a lot of some sort of bad faith when it comes to that, because if you are going all out, go all out. Bobia do the book. Police are not manufacturing boni do Nigeria chief now also then they but somebody say no any story in the life you can't tell her how to obviously reply by amount for say some can we you know this problem we have in this country remember you pick and choose so because I've not connect to our book here and come out for other matter your corner or Friday and I can follow the book no cafe that for the night people will not having pay attention. So because it's the Yvonne Nelson, people, I know disrespect to those ladies. I mean, I'm just making an example. But Yvonne Nelson, sure, and people, I mean, we're saying so many things before Sarkodie to be doing the phone. The man who account to be you need to try and explain to people. You understand? Because also, why or the man be supposed to maybe some kind of something school or teach your phone better. When you are doing
By now, Titi credible social media account.
Because I mean, we are the our two and so when they know you can now also about them. But there's this program say what is that came back here. I thought we were ready to deliver it once now. So me, I don't have sympathy for any of them either. Or Yvonne, I think one painful to no my yard. And Yvonne could have decided to keep quiet about it. Even for me personally, when mommy asked them all kind, you understand? Mommy genuinely or need to say, maybe she was raped. God forbid. I'm just assuming maybe she was raped, maybe she was in a low moment, she was having some multiple affairs and we need the performance. That sometimes you need to explain this to people. I don't think that Amina said that on show. Maybe she doesn't know, she just doesn't know who the dad is. So, you know, when things happen, we need to try and extend this. At the end of the bar, okay, oh, you want a candidate, that's what they're saying, candidate. the front two level, me actually be at the end of the but I think that is what I can say in terms of the estimate. At the end of the day, I hope that Yvonne can get some therapy or something, just like the guy suggested. It looks like she's gone through a lot, and it's really eating her up. And also, I think check out audience, maybe you can reach out to her and maybe they can find some amicable way, because if it continues, maybe you won't ban the reply. That's according to the back and forth, and I mean, these are two big personalities in our creative aspect. So, I mean, thank you very much. That's what I can say. Yeah.
Okay, Kwabena,
Okay,
thanks a lot for
Kwame.
joining us. For joining us this morning. Let me get to Alive, and then after Alive, I have Tony. Alive.
Yeah, Mr. Slim.
Broski, Bibi Aboko.
Yeah, Bibi Aboko, man.
Bibi Aboko. And now,
Wagu Minchuano, they say the end they want have a book on a part 2 bebo.
now said the end, they also to me true, girl, on the true Biba. They also true Biba, also no so better Bibi. Because they say they are book for a ma or show you soon a Twitter account.
But me some more question. Me some more question.
Book in the part two or.
Me some more quick question.
Mr. Slim.
Book ne and the fast to write.
Oh, and the
Book need to take your time.
Nti book no say obedi kan kra atro o tro wi a na afei de why editing ne sa ne ma.
Yeah.
Okay,
And the unya beat in the asem no.
Okay, asem sebe. Nti sans answer na obi ba tro book a obe edit akọ hwehwe amankofo ahwehwe mu ne ade publish ne ade na nipa ko nim de opese oye o. Ana
Yeah.
okay.
Oh yeah.
Asem sebe yem fan kwa dwendwem.
Yeah, the bedroom home. Alive meet you.
Yeah, me make a crime work and say I don't know book na gasa wish ma intro bebrewum like girl na gasa na on di no krema na ho sana mi ho no on di no krema na ho because come on wow can we book ni say Sarkodie nyama bebre see nti professor chen say na ka that time na Sarkodie and the Sarkodie na anka obe about ya kra na yeah Mr. Slim anka brand Sarkodie are building is here anka any ender anka Yvonne obe about ya kra but in the same book no predict Sarkodie future say enye yenti also about no Charlie enye we are in a world that Charlie to say the and Sarkodie kind the oba bia be ka bia ye gi enu nudi yes big say many oba ntawanta we see mu the oba ne be kan ye gidi be ma ne de o ye mfa ho kra enye easy if you ask we na nkasa de Charlie baby edu ne de yen be ma na nkasa we see yesua nyoma bebre enye sade a baby edu no ya ye de ho beto asem because in the world that obi amfa ho sisi meeting ase a me dwen ha say dem pa na oh tabi
Bro, where are you?
Hello, Slim.
Bro, yeah.
Slim.
It seems we're free. So, Maxo, what's
up? We're free. So, but Slim, we have a few questions. Okay. This whole issue, a bit more for Sarkodie Ember in the future. Share nebatity. So, be a hardcore Yvonne fan. A bit more now, sorry, baby, be not why ignore. Why? Because ne papa ye be. What do you want, Sada? So, a bit more so ne a titi baby be. Get ne man why ignore no finu. Talk on about why because of so pay the side of the revenge my Yvonne or a hardcore fan pan or bit my side them. You get the point. Ne ban bear man bit my get a rejection because of that. Or we could show baby and the job of can also crap papa crown and maybe we say this out to papa. While your papa replica and to penny. You get the point. A bit my threatening a man in the future. Sarkodie and country and church. Says Sarkodie will be a Sebica fracture that time and than your face. Nas okan obi Sarkodie twika bi Toyota mattress no twi RAV4 and a top leading car. Now Yvonne was over the 2010 and wagini dia no course on all movies and we top notch game. Na ne ho fe na hwe Sarkodie ho nya fe. Wo to ma menchen. No oba no about to that level so on ne wonyem. Okra be man na nije be amount.
My current girl catch me say one name na me nia je cause oye fine girl okuta body ni hwa me ba oba na my visa kwa na ho be ye feda da enti okai na ho na me nia se pese me wo. You get the point. He resist Sarkodie at that level no na Yvonne be catch you say or no ne wonyam Yvonne ho fe say ya wagidin or star kwa ha or dan the K with you for that time 2010 RAV4 you RAV4 2010 that time now obeka or two cars no call house aben RAV4 ah no one the place are you okay kakra now obeka so no wonyam wa ho say that photo ma menchen uchi mattress and kwa was say aka no kwa no alone odi nyan according to the song bi say kan say you be odi nyan you get the point. You share senior me say Yvonne was higher class than Sarkodie and on oba so nya sika or person or chere the ono no pe na wo kra wo no ma me na ti o be ma we kra won say na sika o ono kra me so betima blow ene akwa na kra be say bi so keep it Sarkodie me say Sarkodie in the position o ho shada nya fe afi na wo pick up afi na wo nya first we hit wa ko mi bia wo ba o onyo ba na ho fe oda ne kam no so wona wo nya ma wo be ma na wo me say wo be ma na wo be ma bia obenyo oba oda ne kam a owo kakra ne ho efe ah come on wo be ma na wo but what can say on ne onwo na oba no so hwe say wo nya the class wo nya the level na wo onyo ma wo ye na me ni je wo ho ene wo hype ni say me no ye bibi na wo pese me wo de da bi me ntwen kakra na wo decide so be ya akwa no so okay fine sasa na oba ne ka dia ne onko yi na wo yi akwa na wie na afa bibia me tro an Sarkodie esa e check up on her akwasa na be bibi Sarkodie e check up on Yvonne biemu a enkosa na be bibi ba fofra saba se o follow up and why ignore no me say agent ya enche na so se Sarkodie follow up she Yvonne sa no ka say me say check up on what is saying akoyi saying me say we want another one asaba the best thing to do is ignore on say get we ni manyem when you can say get we say but who no money we na to na eh any on me kwa come no wodi aka metin your crowd any farm am ntwe me ho na oba na pe wanyima wie na we yewugo wie no asem bia bem ya to aba ma lose o se memra trust ne yankan aba ne biem yankan ye de ma lose mi nya 4 yankan de biem enti Sarkodie hwe this level no wo at that time gain is what Toyota mattress scar bia o pati se kan kwa na low class na wo twa 4 wo higher class chain no ni na ne buku kire ye the future crampo na enye that setting sa na wo no oba o top class wo no nyema wo be man kwa animonyam ma sa lewi de bi o kam o so oba ne ho ofedi wachi no so ono wo ba wo kura kere no wo kura be man kwa animonyam say o mi ni Yvonne na nyimu wo kakra yes keke so beka Sarkodie chale me wo ba o mi ni Yvonne na wo ba no okwa every mam sa me ko Yvonne friends ne ka chene say to anyo obi a Yvonne Magid Michel mo ho John Mele mo onyo obi a ne na ho say Sarkodie na kwakọ ne friends kwa na be ka chene say ko yitugu obka na be ka Sarkodie that time di tibie na ekuta be ma di ti amwa ne mo ma so ma kpa ade na wo be ma we ba no ka chene say oba papa ni a wo da rafo mo tuma Toyota mattress
the tibia moi dey kwa asem na
overlate
wow
no
No. Like, let's be sincere. Me see there are things that a man be count. Or yonko ma be count. Me can public. Or be catch or one. Or be me no catch or be catch on. Ebe bu obe mko ma kwa. Obe nu so na ye bibi.
What's your obediti amwa?
No. I'm me example say a man mo ben o. A man ko mo ben o. Some mo be kakra no. Or me like yes I think. Mo be kakra. Say be ma won na won be kakra mpu no. Mo be rate be ma no. Ansa na. Onu mi say nyim do bebre no tama oba bia no be catch so on onyema. Ne na wonfo no na fa dwon so be catch ro. Be ma bia obi so na nyim bia ko bi so ba hwe. One ne na fa dwon so be catch ro.
Man try dey be ye nyina me know only say industry before hip hop ni nyina into music no whatever ye name story hey that time no na Sarkodie oh yeah top rough that 2010 because 209 na fina what from 208 209 no
what people don't know na man for nim say that time no say a man for ka say yeah comparatively so ordinary compare
They knew the song no Sarkodie.
comparison now top 10
comparatively maybe Abeka say Yvonne when any but I'm telling you as at that time Sarkodie was like Black
was
Sheriff
everywhere no god that time 2010 that time boy
2010 now
yeah
Sarkodie was like Black Sheriff now I'm telling you Mr. Munima me kasa asem we actually
that time Sarkodie was everywhere in Ghana.
Palago.
Sarkodie was like Sheriff.
With the 24 sorry, I mean I'm
Palago.
that's the number me touch on. And clearly Mazju, I say, oh yeah, in your Sarkodie fans, but Charlie, oh yeah. oh yeah, me who is all the emotions na kasa because oh yeah, Sarkodie fan too much. Let's be real. 2010 Sarkodie no game nim dada. Sarkodie 2010 that time no one flocking. Top. Nah,
Conversation about Ghana
Emma.
music was all Sarkodie 2010. It
Yeah,
was
And now
all
that
2010
time,
Sarkodie.
Sarkodie,
on
the
the be
PR
year some free
Sarkodie.
war. What time? I some
Yeah,
obe year some
very
free
good.
war.
Clearly,
Now
Sarkodie was top back
mumunim
then.
story
Look
ana.
at the Sarkodie
Moji
now.
na mo den na mo so.
They say, Charlie, that's not true.
Obe year some
With
free war
Paul
club
Paul is
you
good
that
and
time tema
everything,
ono
but
na leading striker. No top na
yeah,
ka say easy
top,
say
top,
bibi
top,
sa
top,
bit ma
top,
happy
top,
ana.
top, top.
Ma
That
won
time,
le
no,
beten no
them
what can
near the
asem
Adiko
na asem
or why
me
yeah,
pesa
you
me
know, that
kasa
kind of
ntia.
titi. Eh, very true,
Oma
actually.
violate
Very,
your
very.
obediache. Oma
Yeah.
violate your obediache. Koja kutubu ati mini akasa so microphone na kasa.
We there slim and yasem bebrebe na mpese meka. Sarkodie asem na mpese ka. 2010 na ye school. Because by 2010 no
Fact.
na that time na still your friend me DJ X-Ray. What
Mhm.
you say? Ye school
Ansana
2009.
utu bata konkran.
Aye.
Ako City FM.
Ye school, ye tech 2009. Na ya bo focus by 2010 na Sarkodie tough.
Heavy.
No, you tough, Charlie. Me tina studio na me boy nyom 20 as Sarkodie dey 10.
Yeah.
Na boy near tough, but I say casting na nyam by. But no, you're tough, and everything showed that Sarkodie was going to be a legend. Sarkodie was going to be big. Me Maka several times that for the past 15 years, Sarkodie has been the most influential music person in Ghana. And if I even want to extend it for his consistency, I'll be to me account West Africa. Just that, which Nigerian market near more population, I heard Ghanaian market near population. Some of the metrics will go against him, but for consistency, Sarkodie has been consistent. Sometimes when people say, "Oh, as at the time that thing happened, Sarkodie wasn't anybody," and
Them they lie.
they try to,
Them they lie.
they try to give Yvonne's statement some more credibility that Sarkodie didn't have a future, so that's why she probably had to abort the baby. I know it's not true. Sarkodie was big. We've
Kojo
been
minchawano. Meka sa story way 2008. When I'm in now unim say I'm official DJ for
yeah
Brothers, right?
yeah
Flo Kingston Ikunta. Any Kobo show will breakum. Na show na ne Ekobo, I mean headline act was Brothers because look I say it was a 1 gallon came
mm,
out
mm,
I think 2007 or 6.
mm.
So they had their form, they had their peak back then. You could do sa show na and Sarkodie was also built to perform. It will breakum. He came there with Angel Town. Bro, as at that time, na Sarkodie mixtapes been na take a kill. This is 2008. I want people to get this fact right. 2008. But the guy came there to perform sa mixtape now, yeah, you know,
Mekai.
Acewood beat be on the
Mm.
air. He had just that and another mixtape. Bro, he came there, performed these two songs, and I'll say, yeah, drop instrumental and Kwamano. I swear, I put this on my mama. Bro, obi a artist a yɛmfa no sɛ two mixtape songs pɛ o, two mixtape pɛ o shake the whole place. I'm telling you. So Obede has never been an underdog from day one. I'll play a game, no. He has never been an
Look, yeah,
underdog. Maybe I'm betting matter.
Obidi was the
Never catch.
musician who used mixtapes to beat musicians who had albums. And
Killer,
Very, very
I
true.
remember back
Very,
killer.
then
very
on
true.
Focus, then Capital Radio, I used to even say that Obidi was forcing Stone to tongue twist the more
Yes,
because Obidi was big and Stone and
that's the
Brothers
way.
were the biggest then
Oh,
because of
slim.
1 gallon
Me
and
say,
all the
Sas
songs.
slim.
And Stone was changing his style and focusing on just tongue twisting, and I was fighting him, say, keep to what we know you for. We know you can tongue twist, but don't just sway too much because you cannot beat somebody at his own game. So Sark
Massa.
was big.
Slim,
That said,
Slim, that would
that
tell
said,
you say a new millennium niggas were online more, and I'm on for some research and because
Omunim.
man, I pattern on Kwana man, me person mama for a clear say that time no, the nigga was on top of his game
we
and
we we
or call down, or
we
kakra no
were the
Saturday or
DJs.
he go kill me no some buy
Yes, we were the DJs who started our careers when these boys also started their careers. In fact, we started like
Exactly.
2-3 years, 2004, 2005-ish, right? So our
Yeah.
playlist was full of their songs. We craved to have interviews with them. And look, I used to have a blog and a newspaper and I used to write consistently about these guys. By
I
then I
only I mean
I
I know but me try and person me can say one time hey na you your friend is saying you dey craze revolution as anyum na create ye no saa anyum no enso obede nko na obi aye den etepo no o saa one edem ne your friend is saying kwa kese nyum no
yep, yep,
revolution as anyum na de bae eno
yep.
de be yi asem mo ne rich mu nyina free ho enti the
Mm.
nigga full speed came on top of his game from that
And
time
you have to say,
and
yeah, establishing Sarkodie's credibility and his
Mm-hmm.
strength then and everything then. Now let's go to the substantive issue. Lord Kenya Kasimbi. Asimbia nyina so ye miensa. Said ye wo no. Said ye me ho no. And then no quarry. Yvonne Nelson a tron there. Sarkodie a reply. Yvonne Nelson asem no oka no. Se unya abotre na oche ne tenase na ubisa ni mu ye a, na wanye too emotional. You may see some truth in her statement. Sarkodie no so to bonus there will be some truth in the statement based on your feelings and your affiliation with them. In between those two things, so draw Venn diagram. That lies the truth. My fans ain't too emotional about what Sarkodie has said or what Yvonne Nelson has said. You say, with time, a lot of these things will be made evident. Into your mom, a bit too emotional about it, In your butcher, around him, say about Barney or Bema and Timasama. Look, whatever Yvonne wrote, many sure say because more conversation we are no more having when they were in bed cuddling and stuff, and on Troy. Sarkodie and more conversation we are they had when they were and on Troy. And why BB said most of the young guys, when their women have to abort her, tiny or monko. But me too, I can tell you because we are all boys of the streets. Back in Kumasi, one of our friends was one of the big gynecologists, and he was carrying out these things consistently. And he told us that a lot of the guys came with their women. Obi Oho actually, he wants to be sure that it's true, whether it's his doctor or not his doctor. Obi Oho,
Minko be
just
that.
for the mere fact that he's been with a woman before,
Kojo minko be that. Minko be that. Kojo
and
minko be
then they
that.
say, "Oh, bida." Just
Why can't you say me be
Obi
that?
Oho, just for the mere fact that Ebia post-abortion, we are not going to have a relationship, or we still have a relationship, but me and Nipa, you're going to go through something very difficult. Into me do it just to help you on any beko. Okay, say, oh, analyze this as I could call and na BBC na you will never get to the bottom of it because when they were chopping, you were not there. So let's not get overly emotional. All I can say is that with time, a lot of the truths will come out. But Yvonne is a creative, Sark is a creative. The book has sparked a lot of things. Sarkodie's song will spark a lot of things. Those in the creative space who can take advantage of it to get money in their pockets, take advantage of it and get money in their pockets. Yvonne Betron because he
Yeah,
wants to
your
prove
content.
she's right. Sarkodie Bayene
Street is
because he
watching on
wants to
YouTube.
prove he's
One
right.
subscriber.
I say,
Agoto,
yes.
Agoto, patch more question.
Pacho Bisa.
Person Busa say, na woka sɛ asɛm ba na yɛka a yɛntumi nka sites ne nyinaa nti deɛ ɔstatee asɛm no onim pefee sɛ ɔntumi nka asɛm ɛwɔ mu sɛ deɛ mmoa no adi no ɔmo ni nkɔ alright onim pefee sɛ ɔntumi nka asɛm no nyinaa no ɛnna ɔtumi peke na ɔtwi so deɛ ɔsɛ ɔka a ɛno no wɔsɛ in the middle lies the truth ɛntumi mfa what lies in the middle ne mba still
Look,
ɔtwi so sɛ
the,
ɔbɛka.
the the reason why I'm saying we should not get overly emotional is that
No,
I've
I'm
seen
not.
I've
I'm
seen
not
I've
saying. I'm
seen
not talking from an emotional point of view. I'm
no no
just
no no no
asking
no no no
that
no no
particular question based
no
on what you said.
yes, what I said is that it's not possible for them to write every detail for you to get the full context. Sarkodie's
Mm.
reply will not give you every detail for you to get the full context. Look, Mami Musa was saying, Kweku cried the Slim was Slim knows how I met my wife. Ain't he? Me or no better say. She ubet me share girl be. Share girl na ofilino. But you know, boys will go and tell their boys that Charlie me girl will. And even before any action, or sometimes post the action, boys will tell you that Charlie girl will be careful. It's there. Ain't he? Ain't he can sack practically also say that Oshia Yvonne Nelson, no, now Yvonne Nelson, no, so girl be or share bucket be as she was known. On any kaya Yvonne say Charlie, metria man no. Into ono so cry.
Ebi na enyo ne ne keka ebi age ono poku.
Into ono so pa as a boy of the street, you know. When your first move investigation be who say Charlie. Na sa hot girl we pa wa chama me unya sure say big man be tie ho na e bia me kofanya me nya asema na
Emu ye de. Obeso
emu
emu
ye
ye.
What I say? And I make us say nsem na nye nsem ni na no bi aka. Because me as a street boy as a me share girl na be me fire. Me yes small investigation bi who cry say girl we so person ko fire. E bia opiska bibra na say
So
opetrile na na bibi.
person fire there, you know, they all go straight ahead. But so
Oh, there
person
be
what time home there and I'll be some questions.
sometimes person time ho a ukobu some questions. Person fire and so you know what it comes with. Obi o ha opiska. Those times you know obi o ha op fried rice. Obi o ha
And no credit.
enti
And
ube
now
busem
tap
kakra.
asafo. I go to now
What
tap
I say?
asafo yo.
Enti Joe, enti when busem hwehwem hu hwe. Enti na make us say some of the things na nyeni na no maka kire you. Enti fans no me I'm saying fans should not get overly emotional because on my Facebook I've seen a lot of people insulting Yvonne.
Oh, okay.
I've seen a lot of people insulting Sarkodie. And some of the words they are using are unpalatable. And so any part two no mako di omo ho na semaba. And as obi e ka ne de. You were not there. I wasn't there. So chill. Me with I am
Pempa
saying
All
Chompa
right.
Chon one
All right.
record
All
system.
right.
Is
All
it
right.
Kobina
My
or
second
Kojo
question
Akutu?
Akoto.
is Kojo.
Kojo, my second
Oh,
question real quick. End goal ni nyina yesika aname boa.
Go nebi ana enyesika. Uni omutri.
Okay, but okay, because I think you made mention of that also in your submission. Say,
Me dey me
yeah,
say as creative people, no, as people around,
mm-hmm,
me a blogger. I
mm-hmm,
will blog about this consistently and make my money
exactly.
because I don't know their end goal.
So in
You would
speaking
think you assume you
in
know their end goal, but let's
okay,
not
no,
get
I'm not
and
saying in the person in speaking that in the person who wrote the first book or who threw the first shot, whatever it is. Because me, I strongly believe that she could have told her story. In parentheses, I am not Yvonne Nelson without kind of name drop the name dropping and all that, right? I think the story could have still sold because the context from artistically, the context in which the title of the book was even given was an amazing, concept. That's from my perspective,
yep.
But I think name droppings, also took escalated like the speed of the book to a whole new level. But me person busa say yeah quite yeah ben book ne yeah publish ne ade no. So I think say end goal ne sika ana say a book
No, no.
say obe publish a book no na
If
nipa
if
ato
if
no
no,
matter story
no.
ana.
Let me give you an example. Prince Kofi Amwabeng wrote about his ordeal and everything.
Mhm.
I'm not sure for somebody like Prince Kofi Amwabeng, for
It was
example,
for the money, okay.
is looking for money. He had
Okay.
lived a life and built a legacy that one government felt that it should be taken away. And I am using these words because that's what he feels.
Okay.
That it could have been done differently. You can
Okay.
never tell me Prince Kofi Amwabeng wrote that book to look for money. How many copies will he sell to get back the millions he lost?
Okay.
You understand?
Okay.
Ain't you cannot conclude for somebody. Yvonne says she wanted to tell a story.
No, I'm just asking
On the face
questions.
of it,
I mean,
yes,
from my
that's fine.
perspective, I'm just asking you questions. So I just don't want it to sound as though I were asking, I was saying things and making final conclusions, or that's
Yeah.
or
So
that.
on
Yeah,
the
I'm
face
just
of it,
asking questions.
you can just agree with her that she wrote her book to tell a story.
Okay.
You understand? But
Okay.
my thing is what somebody alluded to earlier that Obi bet me at the story, no. Now or they draw conclusions even about the children of these celebrities in the story. And that's what I'm afraid of. And that's why I'm saying people should not get emotional about it. We should just chalk. These guys are under 40. Acha, by 50. You may have other angles to the story. There'll be perspective. There'll be more light shed on some of these things. Acha, 50. Now, Chroma, same to me, see a refi. Now, Obia Quaconum, then Safo, be or baby, no, I can't be now seeing the assembly, but new angles, crab, brave. Into Acha by 50. What the madness is
Yen
happening?
kakra.
Yen train, but a one before near home, yen yaboche. Sarkodie at the Benyan Sika. Yvonne at the better
Kojo,
than the story, Benyan Sika.
Kojo.
Yeah, Kwaku.
I wanna mimi jine.
I
Say at the
realize
end of
it's
the
today.
day,
I
no.
realize
That
it's
pepe
today.
never kwaku.
Like
When I'm
I
jina.
realize it's today. Damina nimpankasa naturally yet here. Today, minimum stand culture something or very very popular or Ghana hadi. Obi wa or sakwa de fan. And then or sakwa de fan. Se sakwa de mpo ba no kede we kuku nimpa 17 mpo a obi defend sakwa de. Obi or Yvonne Nelson fan not because there or Yvonne Nelson fan, but because it or you be see some to be see be a young for what them Twitter they go for them say be see about no be customer. You won't be be they don't even care about any evidence because it or you be see no can
Yeah,
or be stand by me be
yeah.
see no into or something you can never and never take away from people because I've realized it so many times the timeline or do a palm be see will be a rape no. Yenim hwee ebe hu besiafo wɔ support them nkɔfo no ebe hu mbenyinfo so a we speak against them besia because do ye benyin nti o de o defend benyin no or ye besia nti o do defend besia them stand culture no de on twem da me read comments bi ana nkɔfo make on Facebook about Yvonne Nelson. I was like who ebe hu say akwade fans ma or chele girls no ebe hu another besiafo so we defend Yvonne Nelson them nyamanyam oye something into me for instrument actually measure name who the real truth or yeah there will be better in a year before into sometimes a gather information from both parties another third party then you try to draw conclusions and everything from it but stand culture into take away from it yeah and then will be pass one I guess from one like or one preconceived notion there may a start what they're fan into the Yvonne Nelson the Kebiano. Yvonne Nelson will not truth or will not truth because the yes, Sarkodie and the Ninians at that time now I made the name so in a quarter Nankasana no pedoya abortion and other Sarkodie no catching a donya abortion and other like Sarkodie non pedobe take care and see on Nankasa will not truth. Sarkodie will not truth when an issue not happening. Instrument that totally Sarkodie you're wrong and they Yvonne say you're wrong. But I'm pointing at them mentioning the name. No, me, I don't see anything wrong with it mentioning the name. Maybe or yeah for a reason. I mean, but say Sarkodie nyinsana at least about there is nothing wrong with it because they be over at that time. No, they are not go through no still or hunting into no mentioning name. No. Not necessarily there or this says Sarkodie now warana because Sisi and put him door camper. Titi or ABC or Beja to me at that time, no one is Sarkodie and worry. Nti the baby as Sarkodie bobo nchen ada Sarkodie as soon star level so be den don't mean the nchen aha nti se Sisi anori e dia Sisi anori e don obetuma kede Sisi anori nti on wa worry na all for which by that time no worry nti menjin di de Yvonne Nelson be necessarily there for the good Sarkodie no film but at least no e be o one opere or they bring out some trauma maybe or look but I'm assuming true truth nti yes ye chere na agent
Ebi so, like I was saying, we don't know what happened in their bedroom. Maybe some promises were made, maybe some things were said, maybe this, and the girl feels that Charlie, she was let down. Into the obey me at this point is, let me just mention this guy's name to bring him into disrepute. He's built something for himself. Until let me also hurt him.
My
We
main
will
saying
never get to the bottom of
Nti
some of these things.
eno no na man who turn no ana.
Oh,
oh
sometimes,
but obotum so am no one
obi
to
po
no
aso
senior
abona so bia ho ti to.
yes ebi wo
yes
dey tumi
papa
ka
Wow.
asem
muka
na why the
yes papa
asem
muka
na
wo
show
we e
go do
ma
agye
homka.
Yes, sometimes obi here
yes
obi here obi now so wutimi ye ni bia. Ohun timi to. But we na hey. I'm sure we just know only about 1% of the story. We know only Kweku, Slim, we've done media for a very long time. We follow
Oh yeah.
stories. We followed people. Hwɛ, obi tumi bɛka n'asɛm dɛdɛdɛdɛdɛdɛdɛdɛdɛdɛ. One to boa. Obedwin sɛ akwa no de Charlie ɔno ne Yesu Kristo na tina ho kyerɛ Bible no. Ɔkyena bi the other character in the whole story comes and also says their own. Na the otie na say the otie no cry the nipa no yɛ bonsam cry. Then ɛkyena bi na asɛm bi asen aba Charlie bebree. Nti the analysis is good. I think Sarkodie's story is incomplete. Yvonne's is incomplete. Let's just pray that beyond this,
Mm.
there will be a binya. If
And to say
Yvonne
the
is looking for closure.
I didn't buy the sequel and book
Oh, I
Oh
versus
didn't
yes.
get the bold and the beautiful and a generations. A bit
Quando
me
siasmia. Quando
generations.
siasmia.
And they are young. Almost Sarkodie is less than 40. Yvonne is less than 40. May say in 10 years,
Yeah, any
we'll
adage
get,
the betie
we'll
book,
get
yeah, the kind book, yeah, betie or adage the tienum.
we'll get other angles to this. And whilst we are discussing this, as young men and young women too, we must know how we play. Some of these things happen for us to pick
But
lessons.
Thank you. Thank you
could
so
you
much.
maybe one question before you
Thank
move
you
on
so
to other persons? Unfortunately, raps and it Sarkodie ne raps, right?
It was the first thing I listened when I woke up.
All right.
Okay, what's matter? Akoto.
Remember the mother
Did
story.
you
Meme nyanda.
yeah, ma'am, this is a question. Did you hear anything like slut shaming in it?
Oh yes. Yes.
And then what do you think about that? Like Edwin when then today it wasn't necessary the
Look, Sark has been hit bad, right? He needs to
Mhm.
clear his name. So as a rapper who started as a battle rapper, he'll go back to what he knows best to defend himself. So if you look at it that way, Sark is
But
employing the best strategy he knows. But I don't think it's also right to do that
baby.
to
Kojo
her.
ene wati.
But say,
Usuma brewa baby obeto de emfa ho.
and also body so I know some could do.
Wasum kwadu. Ena
But
auto picking so a. Okay, I know
that's
they
right.
mean to make bibi anka ho. Manya hwe anka ho. Let's end
Slim,
it.
mommy can be being chill. Sometimes you bet me who girl be. Not boys need na catch us a girl with the enye
Hey,
because
Agaji.
obia
Boys, maybe Yama say, where the Agaji.
obia TMOB.
Mm-hmm.
But also person could TMOB because obia TMO I have to join the league of obia with TMOB.
But
And some no
and
and
also
some
now,
any na
Uti
they
Anye
happen.
ya, on farm out. Uti
Eno
Anye
so
ya.
ho.
Utisue ye so na akɔne de ma wa it me do throw book.
And also,
Mam
What
and
else?
also,
Mama me
Now in
pick
the end no.
Audrey.
Then in the
Mama
end
me pick Audrey. Akoto ma me pick Audrey.
okay.
Na me ntie from Oba perspective because it's been a while since you know about space and so. Audrey, the mic is yours.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Audrey. How
Uh,
are you?
I'm good. I'm good. I hope everyone is okay on this space.
We are not okay. We've not been sleeping.
Okay, it's a decision you took, so I think you know the consequences, so you have to bear with that.
Most definitely.
Anyway,
Let's say
what language are we speaking?
any language.
Okay, then I'll blend it with Fanti, Chi, English, Ahanta. I'll blend
Pat,
it.
Patwa
Um,
self.
okay, so let's go straight to the point. This issue, I think the hypocrisy on the streets things, like on the Twitter streets things, like, hey, people who took Yvonne's issue hook, like, and sinker and saying Sarkodie is doing this. I mean, on the end, there's no truth. Who are you to determine what is the truth here? We are all basing our arguments on what both of them have said. We weren't there. You and I were not there. So I don't think we don't know the truth. The truth here is what both of them are saying. So if we are going for Yvonne Nelson's case, funny na. If you are going for Sarkodie's case, funny na. You don't what do you call it? Pick and choose and say you don't assume when it comes to Yvonne Nelson's case and pick Sarkodie's case wholeheartedly, wholesomely, or you don't pick and choose what you want to believe. As in, you people want to determine what the truth is, but the thing is, yeah, no, it is just what they have said, near Bema Naka, and then your Banaka, and I hear funny as truth. So if Sarkodie is saying, say, oh man, the doctor, he told his doctor to, he told you to let his doctor examine you, now see you don't want it, you want your own doctor. Then you come and tell us that, oh, that place there, enya, but you believe everything that you want. I've seen certain tweets and I'm like, so anytime I see someone's tweet, I go back to what the person wrote when Yvonne's case was only on the table for us to discuss. Now I say, this same person didn't hear Sarkodie's side of the story, but picked on Sarkodie. You've heard the side of the story, so I will say, Nyampa. So, who are he? Like, who are you to determine? It's kind of also. But anyway, what I'll
Mm.
say is, at every point, it is your decision.
So,
Yes, the onus is on. I'm not here to blame or back.
Audrey,
I know it all. We miss it sometimes, but oh dear, higher crown. Yeah,
Debbie, can you hear?
Daddy.
Can you hear? Four more for Audrey.
Yes.
4 more for Audrey. Can you hear?
Oh dear, I mean, come back because we are making a higher truth. Let me chalk
Oh, Debbie, a
and
person
come back
here.
again.
A honor, some.
Yeah, true. I beg.
Oh,
I higher crown. This is Twitter. I beg. Before
um, Usro, Usro.
Mm.
Anyway, Zeus, the mic is yours.
again, and I said, let me
Yes,
even.
taking it.
Yes, Liam, what's up? Um, Charlie, good morning to your people. It was expected, saying yeah, him say Sarkodie there when it comes to these things. His best reaction is on uncle interviews. Into the obeti man so no affair new when nasty see asem by no yenya him say there nasty benya no reply what anymore. Um,
Zeus,
that one was also addressed through a friends and music, so we see that that's the means that he actually uses to communicate if there is anything that he disagrees. Slim, there are certain things for booking him that Yemfan is a start when you look at it from those angles now, you see that there are a lot of inconsistencies. Well, there were a lot of yes, let me hear me.
yes, I can hear you now.
Yeah. Sorry, there was a lot of inconsistency in terms of the not or no can. But once I say when the woman gets pregnant, she's the only person who knows the father of her
Omubwa,
child.
Omubwa.
And yes, oh, the infant, sir. You know, when you read the book, Okan baby, Okan Pefe said before she met Sarkodie, she was a sexually active woman. She stated it in the book.
Mm.
And during those periods, Ninyano, she was on protection. Now, she also claimed that na or transform it from tomboy to womanhood into not unsure they knew anything about cycles. But then, no, you should know that someone moving from that space of life into womanhood that old him about cycles knew when she has to get pregnant to protect herself. Apart from that, also with Sarkodie, they know Luzugad. If you don't know your cycles so well, which we know say Yemba to see even up to when almost started, they have times when they can have free period sex that they say that okay, this time you can't get pregnant.
I know from that side too, if that was the case, then you start looking at contraceptives. So if you didn't know your cycle so well, you had sex without protection, which you are used to, then the next thing has to be contraceptive. So if Obi or Kaso name cycle no knows when she can get pregnant to be using protection, and then when he gets to Sarkodie, then they not just say no protection anyhow, which is fine.
No person in you.
Well, I don't know.
A feeling.
Apart
A
from that,
feeling.
Slim. Apart from that, Slim. When you read the book as well, she herself said it clearly. So not the Sarkodie CEO as a 2010. Looking at him clearly, she can tell exactly the kind of future now Sarkodie. Yes, also to me because it was foggy, which is fine. It was okay. Nipa saa no wontumi nkyerɛ na kyerɛ sɛ ɛnyɛ adeɛ a wobɛtumi huhu sɛ bia wobɛtumi nyinsa ama no. You see, there are nneɛma bi wɔ hɔ ka wɔ book no mu a as at now no ɛnyanya aka sɛ nneɛma bi a ɔkaeɛ no it wasn't accurate based on the fact that she claimed that he was cheated, which he has come on the TL to refute that. There was this Twitter handle guy who is the family of Mr. Nelson who said that yes, he can testify that Yvonne Nelson and Mami treated their family member so badly up to that point of time Papa ni disa efrimu. And Monoso can maybe he felt like it wasn't right from the book. Sarkodie also came out, now he's out now to say certain things that seems like contradict everything that has actually gone. So I can't say that Yvonne was a liar. Me, Tenobiakano, we were not there. Slim, if you go to Yemfan's book, after they had the Yemfan say she was banned, I don't know the page, but this is what she wrote. She said that I must admit it was a tough year. I was in my final year at the university. I was banned from acting. I was pregnant, Patrick. I was pregnant and definitely was not prepared to host another human being.
Exactly.
Or say, I must admit, it was a tough year. I was in my final year at the university. I was banned from acting. I was pregnant and definitely was not prepared to host another human being. So, if you were saying that you saw the person, now Utimi who says Sarkodie's heart was pounding from afar, that you told him that you were pregnant, no sukui. How did you come into that conclusion yourself, that you yourself Nankasa wote hono, after seeing everything that was happening to you? Say you have been banned, why is so final year? That's what Kelvin Boyce said the last time Obi Asiano. She had more reasons to terminate the pregnancy, not because of Sarkodie. Because she has said it that she has these things, for instance, she was not willing and also ready to host another human being. And tell him, you see, the whole what kind of book, you see, the motive was to advise young people that when you're pregnant, you should keep it. Right? But once because of where she started from, it shifted everything from the advice she wanted to give. If utuno pese utuno, what she intended from that session about that when it comes to pregnancy, you should keep it as a young person. You might not know it shifted everything because Obia focus on the fact that a current Sarkodie Obia no I say okay, let's terminate the pregnancy. Because Obia nim says Sarkodie the assemba, Obia nim say we ne humba assem dante sin no asem. Now, anyone who tells you that Sarkodie didn't tell the book for Yvonne Bian, catch and truthful. Because in at this moment, yes, in at this moment, it's not relevant, bro. Her issue with the dad, for instance, say, it's something that was already in the media because everyone knew that on any more issue, so everybody knows about it. May so rest in peace. Peter Lajite, he's dead and gone. When you talk about the Nkrofua Chief Norma and Scanning Nigeria production, she didn't mention any name. So when you look at the big fish here right now, when it comes to the book, it has to be Sarkodie. He's the relevant one. So I have to bring this up. Now, who actually sat down trying to bring out a book about someone and you tell him that from the song that, oh, I want to see you, so come to my place. I mean, within that time, no seeing share or public housing for. So what you say that, oh, would the aka book no say even last time and I last 2 weeks cry, no she me them. Knowing very well that the person is married. So I'm slim, where can be braced. I think Yvonne knew what she was doing, and she knows what she's doing as at this moment. But I want you to understand that the names that she mentioned or book name Ubia really out certain things from back.
Huh.
Now apart from that, and so no Obi anywhere Obetimaka said, look, what you said, I hurt you so badly, so I was sorry. Because every single name that was mentioned in the book, well, I mean, Obia ate me by Becca say, Ebi at this side, I think you got this so wrong. You can't tell me I was cheating with Tonto Dike. And you can't. Nanipa Watunyum say, all I want is your waist. What do you expect from that to think it's you're going to get a relationship, bro? The person said it in the song. Say, all I want, and you said that. And look, there's not me being cocky or something because she also at some point said that she felt like that song was meant for her. It meant so much to her that Yaboni didn't want you more. And maybe she missed the message, right? She missed the message. So if you've written a book, I think that the premise of the book can answer what intended to do to the masses, where you needed to advise people to let people understand that look, if you have a child, for instance, you should let them know their parent. You have to let them know that this is the dad, this is the mom and stuff. Everything of those sorts got overshadowed with the fact that she mentioned the name and the topic all shifted on everything be acquired, say abortion. And the advice you could give as well that when it comes to when you're young, be a bano needs anywhere, be careful, take your time and those things. All of them got overshadowed. So if you have to
Right.
also say that, this person told me to get pregnant, I should abort it. Me and you yourself, you are not willing to host it. Which story should we choose then? So to me, I mean, Slim, that's all that I have to say.
Zeus, Charlie,
Wow.
very, very, very insightful. Very, very, very
Very
insightful.
mm.
My main friends meet to me add the like two more people to join the
Kweku, me patch
conversation.
make me can be quickly.
Okay, quick.
Na me ama mama meza so.
Fansa to
Aha, fan that all. Yeah, that's it. Kweku, the last week he spoke very well, right? But you see, the more you look at some of these things, the more you want to punch hole in some of these things. For example, the time Yvonne got pregnant, she was not right. And Kasako Dangote. And back then he had all the resources to give her a life, right? Without her having even to think about coming back into acting, working actively and all those things. Do you think she would have decided not to have a child but abort? So sometimes if you take some of these things and you say that she's been inconsistent and all that, you also have to understand the situation somebody might be in, right? I'm not an Yvonne defender or a Sarkodie defender, but it's an issue of life and decisions that have implications for the longer future. If Sarkodie was not in a good position to take care of a family, and Yvonne also was not in a good position to take care of a family, and she then concludes that on her own, she had to get the baby aborted, Sarkodie agrees that let's get the baby aborted, that really doesn't mean she's being inconsistent. That also doesn't mean that Sarkodie was also being unkind to the woman. Okay, so when we want to judge certain situations, we should look at the larger implication of that situation and what it could be. At that point, if Sarkodie had been down with a sika gu honum, girl no didn't sabom, obet me ashwene, and they also had a great relationship. I don't think she would have said she was not ready then to have a child. That's all I wanted to say as an addition to what he said. So the line about her being inconsistent and all those things, you are deemed inconsistent when all the standard conditions are in your favor and you forgo everything to do whatever you want to do. But if the situation is not 100% in your favor and you have very little control about what happens next, we just have to leave it without passing such judgments.
Okay. What do you mean? I say, my main from me. Last but one, I'll talk to Tonka. Now, Ria will end it for us. I think
Okay.
Ebony after Tonka, and then Ria.
Okay. Slim, menya twa hu me gyina so ache. We
What's
pa
that?
de me de bodo gi by this side pa kro no be triplets straight. We are now better say I'm not. But we are singing no. Me me nipa ba ko sa ko reply no. Enye me won ba ko si kra poda. Enye me won ba ko 6 days ago on Facebook, me tro say pa say obede be say na daje. Ne we yi nsema no. Or the sam mre no betwe ne siga mom. Na mre ni dru na ose obeyi wano a ewiase nyina bete wonka. Me wie na me dey so say obede is a bad boy. We no a music versus memoir. A tale of two creatives. Obi aka asema to obi so. About 200 pages. What church no be bring. No obi just say there be. Me no minister that get me album cry na ya me ya. How many minutes? But it's just some few minutes be. Ebe piano. Just to clear his name from this whole abortion tag. He did it brilliantly. Owie na eja se o ni obede so dada. Den ya obeto kakra ma ne ho. Odibi na Stacey, odibi Aisha Modi, odibi Shatawale, obede des not here. On my Twitter enko interview nko ka say oh me ni Yvonne share wa ha. Ame kra no me last 2 seconds. No. And the way Yvonne bolder or the book ne ba ya ye num bi e ka say oh brave. She's a heroine. Na nipa ho no say ma nipa no anka na asem. Say mo ka ne chana mama anka na asem a e betimi affect no psychologically. In that same vein no Mr. Meka say Sarkodie a hero, and also a brave. Because also no yampini also anka na asem in his own way and also betimi affecting no psychologically. The dream in say den ya ye no man bi. They will try ripping Sarkodie apart. But the best almost munya abotre no munya ya omudi digest I am not Yvonne Nelson no munya sa abotre na bi no mo fen digest try me no answer o ma start your money ema no because at this point in time they aim to mean who is wrong or right.
Okay.
Yvonne so can asem.
Tonka, mamifa breaking news on films is here. Breaking news. Yvonne Nelson a bit tweety. We tweety say I say ka say beba. We tweety na mpesa me de to obi ani mo space we so. Or see in my book I narrated how you got me pregnant. How you couldn't wait for me to get rid of it. How you drove me to have an abortion. As usual, you want to use rap to rubbish a pain a young woman felt. We both have daughters. Let's see what life throws at them. Hashtag tried. I said tried you and I.
But for me retweet you, but for me retweet you.
Hey, I said not critical. But this is how we like it on the highway. Highway this so speed ni bem sana e feely. But
Mm.
kind book ni so yeah.
And
At
yeah,
some point
and
in
then you
time, no.
nyanda. I was here
Yes, at some
nyanda
point,
yo.
hmm,
Asem na ye ding.
I critical. Idea critical.
Asem na ye
But
very critical.
what
Critical.
so now you can make this meaningful deductions say na baako empe. Baako making the stance very clear. Say no mpe wo. Wama ya nti ase say e be man no mpe wo. No ba ne say ono no one onye ready because of nisuku nsem. Sarkodie so ka kire yen say na minia o de
Tonka,
asem ne
Pacho,
beto aso
sorry.
amenko na ema mienu bi ebony ni raya momra why
No, please, it's
Alright.
Ria. It's not Raya. It's Ria.
be the
Uh,
salati ni ba che hey
Real was a raya was a day.
Oh,
Oh,
please
hard
let
drink
me
cacao.
talk. Uh,
Ebony,
hello.
Ebony abutre,
Okay.
abutre. Go.
Please, can I talk?
Yes, you can talk. You have the
Good
microphone.
morning. Good morning. Please, I what's the name? Tonka. I hope so I'm not butchering your name. I totally agree with what you said. Say in both cases, each of these people have every right to either write or rap about their own experiences. Areas we have four things when it comes to human perspective. We have the bitter lie, the perspective from the one side, the perspective from the other side, and the truth. And in these cases, in this case, there is no way you the truth. There is no way no matter how much we try, there is no way you the truth from the story now going on. Me, I believe that Yvonne Nelson was hurt in one way or the other, but she is not a victim. She is not a victim. She has never been a victim, and she was not a victim. Because from the book I'm reading, it was a consensus between the two of them, Sarkodie and Yvonne Nelson. Both of them came together and decided, say, they have to get rid of the pregnancy. And yes, if Yvonne Nelson, no, from on one book, no, yam for so no, one send there was no way, there was no point in the book or cast a main yet in Tino, and now Sarkodie cast a chinchina on koye. Both of them, let's not say okay, let's go and do it. But maybe point and say people on Twitter made it seem as if say Sarkodie forces Yvonne Nelson to go and do that abortion. No, there was not forcage. Yeah, force will be our abortion as same way more. And it was only just a page about a page. It's not even. He wrote a whole chapter for Inyanya. Like she wrote a whole chapter for Inyanya. But Ghanaians, because Sarkodie is Sarkodie, they decided to be on the case. And to Sarkodie, he also have every right to rap about what he feels. Me, what I hate in all this is that people always say sɛ ɔkokɔka akɔyɛ dɛn ɔtwerɛ sɛ Yvonne Nelson twerɛ ne book no yɛ dɛn onim drɔpe sɛ akɔdeɛ yɛ dɛn and then nobody can tell anybody how he or she should feel about certain things. If in Yvonne Nelson from ɔno understanding no she feels say Sarkodie did not treat her well she has every right to come and say Sarkodie did not treat her right. And if Sarkodie and so on say what Yvonne Nelson is saying is not what actually happened, that or no Sarkodie has every right to come and rap about it. At the end of the day, Obi making Nisika, Yvonne Nelson writes a memoir, and in the memoir she's cashing out. Why is that they do Sarkodie so dear? Obi Beka say, I don't know what wrong. I would have done worse as a woman. Kasaminka, Adriabon in the a lot of things are fine. Somebody is even do omu nyina obi awo right. What I want to say is